We're going to remove the valve cover gasket. So let's do it. I'm just going to mark this. You don't really have to mark it because over there on the it has markings on that. It tells you 1, 2, 3, 4. Usually from the, well, always from the front of the engine, 4-cylinder, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just going to mark it. I don't really have to, but I'm going to because I feel like it. 1, 2, 3. Like I said, I don't really have to because you can notice the it's longer. You know, I'm just gonna pull those out of the way. Wow, look at that. What the fuck? What the fuck? I think that came from when we washed it. Look at that. Oh man, look at that shit. Wow. Look at that. That's all bad. Good lord, dude. When we washed it, it did that. Oh well. So, you got let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You want to pull that out of the way over here. So, you want to start from the outside, work your way in. Eight millimeter. Very loose, seems like. And just give it a little tug. Make sure they're out. Put yourself on a corner. And get something to hold that out of the way. Looks like those weren't sealing very well. This valve cover was like see what happens when you wash the engine though. Just that type of shit happens. That's one thing. See, we haven't started the engine since then, but that's one thing that take into consideration. It's wet in there. Spark bubbles. It's real wet. Really wet. So, I'm gonna have to stick some rags in there. Anyways, that's no big deal. We didn't start the car. We didn't start the engine. I guess that's one thing to take into consideration. What happens is when we clean this, right here, we cleaned it and it gathered all up in here and it worked its way down. At this point right now, it's no problem whatsoever, but it would be if you started the engine and tried to drive it like that. So take that in consideration. I'm gonna have to put this somewhere. I'm gonna have to put it inside. I'm not gonna remove the real quick. Closer. Let me just take it off actually. So this is the where it locks back here. they lock back there. And FYI, these are inverted Torx to take the I believe you don't actually have to take those off to get into the head bolts. Look at that shit though. Water, that's no big deal right now. I think what I'll do, I could just suck it up with the shop vac, or I could put some rags in there to suck it up, or whatever. It's no big deal right now as long as it doesn't get into the cylinder. There's no problem. Pulled those off, that's out of the way. You have to do that because we're gonna get this at right, it lines up right there, and I'm supposed to be getting the tool tomorrow, but I'll show you just like a tool you can use. I mean, really what you can do is you can get like a bunch of if you had to, you can go like, let's say you couldn't wait or something, you could go to the store, Home Depot or something, and you could go get a bunch of like saw blades, and they'll fit in there. You just buy a bunch of them. Hold on. Like I was saying, if you absolutely had to, I mean, if you absolutely had to, these are like old saw blades. If you absolutely had to, and of course I'm not recommending this, but if you absolutely had to, let's say you live in an apartment complex, you have no tools or whatever, you get some of these, get like several sets of saw blades, and what you could do is you can use these. You stack them until they fit right here. The saw blades. And they'll fit in there. And I have this that I've used before. It's just a nice piece, but it's not exactly the same length. I've used it right here. I put it right here. I think I actually have to put like one piece of blade in there like that. And then what I would do is I would just take out the #1 spark plug and set it at top dead center. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna rotate the engine real quick, and you can see it. I'll zoom you in, and then let me see. Sorry. I'll zoom you into what it's gonna. That was a. I think I like showing stuff like that where, you know, when you clean an engine, you see what happened. So, like I said, you got to be careful. It could be dangerous. Like I said, it could be dangerous. Let me get the. I'm gonna turn over the engine real quick. Let me put the bolt in. Turn the engine over. And I'll just show you using this thing. So the bolt. You notice I have not taken the timing bolt off yet. You don't want to do it yet until you get it off top dead center. So let me get the 18mm. Let me get the wrench. And let me see. Turn it over a little bit. I just put the bolt back in. I'm taking a look right here. And this is what I'm talking about. Let me see. Oh shit. So this is top dead center on compression, or I mean exhaust. I gotta go another 360 degrees on the camshafts. So See how that fits in there? And then, like I said, it would take quite a bit of these. Sorry. Things in your way, huh? Let me see. Let me show you. Try to get you another angle. So, like I said, I mean, if you have something like this, just a flat stock, you notice, and let me show you what size this is. I believe it's a 1 inch. You can see it's, let me see. I should have an area that you could turn it right here to hold it. I think I could hold it right there. Get a wrench. This one doesn't have it. I'm looking for the spot to hold it. I don't see where it is. It's supposed to be 1 inch. Where? Oh wait. Maybe it's right here. Oh, this is turning it. I don't know if this is the right size though. Let me get a 15/16. It wasn't like this on the other one. See, I'm putting it right there, but on the other one it wasn't like that. Anyways, let me try to get it as close as I can. And then see how that fits in there like that. And then just to get it perfectly, I would put this in there. That doesn't even fit though. It may fit. I'd have to get it perfectly. But like I said, if you absolutely had to, get a bunch of these. You're probably gonna need at least 10 maybe. So anyways, and let me see. You're gonna notice top dead center lines up. This is right here, the front. It's almost perfect. Where the front almost lines up straight up and down. There is no marks on here, I don't believe, other than that one right there, but you got to put the pulley on that one. And I'll show you the tool. I'll be getting the tool tomorrow to show you the proper way. But anyways, take the valve cover off. It's 8mm, and that's where the special tool goes. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna hold my special tool that I have here and break these loose with the T50, and that's all I'm gonna do right now. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe. So, let me see. Shit. Well, this is the water pump gasket. It's, in my opinion, it's never been changed. Ever, ever, ever. This has never been changed. Okay? That's like, I mean, most I take out or have something. This is no good whatsoever. This vehicle is a testament, like the testimony, like a testament, like the New Testament in the Bible. This vehicle is a testament to lack of preventive maintenance. That's the water pump. I did not break that. That was like that. And remember, you've seen all the stuff from the bottom? Okay, just put 2 and 2 together. No coolant in the coolant bottle. All that gunk on the bottom. And look at that weep hole. It came all out of here. That's where all that stuff's coming out of. Not to mention the crankshaft. Okay, so you see that right there? So this is important to have the new parts like I showed you. Let's see. I got a handy dandy pry bar. And then usually it's like a piece of cake. That goes there. And I'm prying, right? I'm thinking it's gonna come out. Not coming out. So I stop right there. I don't want to break anything else. I go get the new water pump. I want to make sure I removed all the bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. I look at it, it's the same one. 1, 2, 3, 4. I come to the old one, I count 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm 100% sure I removed all the bolts. I'm 100% sure now. So now, see, that's the thing, because when you get stuff that's like this, like, I mean, this has been neglected, like, it sucks. That's where that comes into play, where it's important. This, I mean, this is a testament to vehicles that have problems. Like, I could get a brand new vehicle and I could show you, well, you should do this, you should do that. This is the reason why you should do that. I broke that piece on the engine mount because I couldn't see the bolt, because the engine was so filthy. I had filmed before cleaning the engine, and that's exactly what I said in the cleaning of the engine video. You can't see nuts, you can't see bolts. I couldn't see it because it's recessed. It was a Torx bolt. It wasn't sticking out, it was inward. This is exactly what I'm talking about, though. So another thing is, I say, take a look at the new water pump. Make sure the new water pump, you remove all the same bolts. And that's what I did. So I was confident I could take this out after removing those full bolts. I'm prying. Boom, this comes off. I'm like, man. So I start banging on it with a fucking sledgehammer, 5-pound sledgehammer. Boom, 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 boom. I get my pry bar. I put my pry bar on it. I'm prying more, and I'm banging with the sledgehammer on the pry bar. That's where them pry bars with the metal tips come in handy. Banging, banging, banging. It barely comes loose a little bit right here. And then finally, I get a little teeny bit of a gap. Barely. I come and I wedge this in there, this big ass screwdriver. And I bang it in. Pink, pink, pink. And I twist it. And I push. I push. And then I get another corner. I bang it in there and I push. And then I start seeing the water come out. I think it's a good testament. For the professionals out there, we have no choice but to succeed. We have absolutely no choice but to succeed in what we're doing. That's why we have the expensive tools. That's why we use the best tools. The stuff, I mean, other tools that aren't as good may have broken in this capacity. This is where knowledge comes into play, and this is where I tell you, look at the new pump. 1, 2, 3, 4. If you did not know it was just the 4, you would think you missed a bolt, because it was so tight on there that you would have thought it was connected to something. You just would have thought that. I mean, I was prying with all my might on a fucking 3-foot pry bar. You would have thought you forgot a bolt. This is where technique, performance, and knowledge comes into play. In instances like this, I tell you, like one of my subscribers, he says he changes the coolant once a year. This has probably never been changed. And this is what you get. This is what you get when you use tap water. This is what you get when you never change your coolant. That's what you get. If this had been changed properly before, it would have popped right out. I could have used my hand, popped it out. This was broken before. I can't even find the piece. That piece is not there at all. It's not there. It's probably somewhere in the engine. I don't know where it is. It's plastic. It's hard plastic. The new one's better. The new one is a Bosch. It's better. It's instances like this that you have to stick by the book. And the book says, and I say, compare it to the new water pump. Make sure it's the new water pump. Make sure that you removed all the old bolts, and then you're good to go. That's where this comes into play. Changing your coolant when your coolant should be changed. This is where that comes into play. Changing your water pump when your timing belt is due is where that comes into play. Changing your timing belt is where this comes into play. Some people don't follow the rules. Some people don't do what they're supposed to do. This is the result. This right here. This engine is almost junk because of this. Because you don't want to change your water pump. Because you don't want to do your timing belt. This engine is almost junk. You see that? That gets into your cooling system. That clogs up your cooling system. You overheat. You're driving on the freeway. And then boom, blown head gasket. And then because you overheated, your timing belt breaks because it has cracks in every single inch of it. And then the timing belt breaks. And then you bend valves. And then your engine is toast. Do what you're supposed to do. Take care of your car. Change it at intervals. If you're somebody else, if you're a woman out there, it costs a lot. I understand that. But it costs more to not do it. You got to take care of your vehicle. You got to change the water pump when you change the timing belt. You got to do this stuff, man. Because for people like me, and this is where flat rate sucks ass. This is where flat rate sucks ass. They base the job on a brand new vehicle. This ain't a brand new vehicle. It takes me a lot longer to do this on a fucking vehicle that's 14 years old than it is on a new vehicle. Flat rate sucks. And I'm sorry for you guys who work on flat rate. I do not work on flat rate, and I'm sorry for you guys who do. I'm truly sorry for you guys who work on flat rate. It's a fucked up system, and you should probably try to find another job. It sucks. This shit sucks. People don't take care of their vehicles, and it's fucked up for the people that have to work on them. Unacceptable. Thanks for watching, guys. Comment, rate, subscribe. I'll be getting a tool to do this properly tomorrow, and I'll be showing you the rest of the belt and everything. Change your water pump when you change your timing belt, and change your timing belt, please. Please.